In these next few questions, we want to use substitution to evaluate each indefinite integral. So we did learn how to work through here before. We might not have to use substitution, but some questions get a little more complicated, so it's good to know how to do that. So what we want to do is we want to substitute u in for the main part of the function. So in these, we need to find the main part of the function. In this case, we have something to the fourth power. And so what's to the fourth power? Well, it's x plus 5 to the fourth. So u is going to equal x to the fifth plus 4. When we first were learning this, we realized we are going to need the differential of this at some time, so we go ahead and do that right away. And then we can make our substitution. We can actually bring this 25 outside. 25. Actually, better yet, should have looked at this first. We want to substitute in here, so we're going to integrate, and let's do our substitution first. So it's going to be this thing to the fourth power, so that's u to the fourth. But we have some other things going on here. We have x to the fourth and 25 here. Well, and a dx, and we want to integrate in terms of du. So we see we have du is equal to 5x to the fourth dx. So think of 25 as 5 times 5. And I'm going to highlight it here. We see that 5x to the fourth dx is equal to du. So we can take those things out and put in du. We still have a 5 left over there, though, so let's go ahead and put the 5 in, and that actually can be moved out here because it's a constant, and now we can integrate. So this is going to be 5 times 1/6 u to the sixth plus c. Substituting back in, I didn't write this correctly. We don't want these parentheses around the whole thing. This is 1/6 u to the sixth. So we have 5/6 u to the sixth, but u is simply x to the fifth plus 4. And there's your answer. Next one we see here, the main function is something cubed. So we are going to let u equal 4 plus the natural log of negative 5x. This really, I prefer putting it in parentheses, the whole thing cubed. So du, derivative of 4 is 0. Derivative of natural log is 1 over negative 5x times the derivative of what's inside, which is negative 5. So du, and I forgot the dx here, just equals 1 over x dx. So let's do our substitution. We're going to be integrating, and we're taking this part out and putting in u. So this is u to the third. And we need to take out dx. We see 1 over dx. Well, here's 1 over dx because this x is in the denominator. So du can be plugged in for 1 over dx, and we have a 5 left over again. Just happened to be a 5. It's not always a 5. Now we want to integrate, so this is going to be 5 times 1/4 u to the fourth plus c. And simplifying and plugging back in, get 4 plus the natural log of negative 5x to the fourth plus c. There we go. The last one in this section, we notice that we have a sine of something and a cosine of something, but cosine is a higher power. So this is a cosine of negative 2x, the whole thing to the fifth power. So our u in this case is going to be the cosine to the negative 2x, which should, as we've done this a lot, we should realize, well, this sine here then comes from when we use the chain rule and have to take the differential of cosine. So we got let u equal cosine of negative 2x, which means when we differentiate that, it's going to be negative sine of negative 2x, but we have to do chain rule, so times the derivative of what's inside, so negative 2 dx, which gives us negative times a negative is positive, so 2 sine of negative 2x dx. So that's what du is equal to. And now let's go ahead and do our substitution. So we know we're taking the cosine of negative 2x and put it in u. So this is going to be u to the fifth. And we need to get this in terms of du. Well, we see du is equal to this. So we can find this in here because 8 is actually 4 times 2. And so here it is, 2 sine of negative 2x dx is equal to du. So we can put du in here. And then the only thing that we had left over was that 4, which could come out here. And so integrating, we have 4 times 1/6 u to the 6th plus c. Plugging back in, we have 4/6, which is 2/3. U, which is cosine of negative 2x to the 6th plus c.